Alright, so we have our little class here. Today I'm going to show you how to use a class. So we have a class called car. Remember, a class is a blueprint for an object, or for an instance of an object, right? So, for example, a car is a blueprint for all cars that I would like to create in my program. And a car, according to my specifications, has a maximum speed, which is an integer, has a license plate, which is a string, has a current speed, which is an int, and it has methods to slow down. I'm just going to tell it to slow down. It will know how to slow down, and it has methods to speed up. This was the specification. Now let's code a little bit. So my code to slow down, for example, if I want to slow down, the code to slow down would be, for example, decrease the speed by, say, 10. So I will say speed, current speed minus equals 10. That means the current speed is the same as it was before, minus 10. And then to speed up, we're just going to do the same thing the opposite direction. Current speed plus equals 10. So I'm just going to increase the speed. So now I have a class that has attribute or instance variables and that has methods. Basically, it can do things. It can slow down or speed up. Okay? The last thing that I want my class to have, for example, now is a method to print itself, to give me itself as a to print its values, to print its values. So that's going to be public void print. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print here. That's the instruction to print. I'm going to print the license plate, and then a colon, and then the current speed, and then a slash, and then the max speed. Okay, that's how I'm going to print the car. This is going to be a very handy method later on. So now the thing that I want to show you is how to use this class. So we've coded the class. Now we have the methods with actual values in them. Now we're going to use it. To use a class, now your class is an object. It's an object of kind car, right? Is the object car. Now we can use it just as we use a string or a scanner in a different program. So let's create a different program, a different class in this instance. So it'll be public class test car. Just because this is the goal is to test the car. I'm gonna save this, and it'll be test car. Whoops. Test car.java. And what I'm going to do here is create a main method. Public static void main string args. That's the usual way that we instantiate a main method, which is going to be executed. And we create objects of type car, instances of car. So I can create car, an object of type car, just as I do string. So for example, just as I do this, string a equals new string hello. Just as I do that to instantiate a string, I will do the same to instantiate a car object, an instance of car. So the first car is, for example, Pam's car. That's going to be Pam's car is going to be a new car, right? And then I can say Pam's dot max speed equals 100 miles per hour. This is the way in which first I create a new object of type car, and I will assign it to the variable Pam's because it's Pam's car. Now this is a way that I access the instance variables of the car. I will say Pam's.max speed is going to be 100. So if you go to the blueprint of car here, you'll see that there's a variable called max speed. When I'm testing the car, I can change that max speed by referencing it like that. In the same way, I can change the license plate. License plate equals AA4567. I'm going to create another object of type car. Car Joe's. Joe's car is going to be a new car, and Joe's dot max speed is going to be 90 miles per hour, and Joe's dot license plate is going to be let's say the man. Okay, that's the vanity plate, right? So this is how I would create objects, and then I set their values. Now I can print these objects because I have a method that does that. To create, by the way, this is an equal sign. To create a method, okay, to invoke a method on an instance of a class. So let's get our terms straight right now. Car is a class. It's also a data type because all objects are data types, and car is an object. It's a kind of object, right? It's the definition of an object. Pam's and Joe's are instances of the object car, instances of the class car. You notice that I use object and class interchangeably. So Pam's and Joe's are instances of a car. Okay, max speed, license plate are instance variables of any car, and these are the values for the instance Pam's. These are the values for Pam's car. That's what it really means. So now I'm going to invoke methods on these cars. So I'm going to say Pam's, just like I access variables, I invoke methods with the period. So Pam's print, that will actually print Pam's car, and then I will say Joe's print, and that will print Joe's car. So we'll save this and compile it, and if I don't have any errors, I do have errors. I have a typo here. License plate. Yeah, there you go. Right? And then again, oh, sorry, save it. License plate. Oh, I'm sorry, this is in the car. Here I have a typo. Print light. License plate. Alright, there you go. I had a typo which was caught, fortunately. Now I'm going to compile my test car and run it. Now you will see that I will print Pam's car and Joe's car. So in this little window I see the first license plate, the speed is 0 of 100 and demand 0 of 90. And then I can keep invoking methods here. So for example, Joe's dot speed up, and then Joe's still speeding up, and Pam's speed up. Because speed up increases the speed by 10 on any object of kind car, Joe's is going to be 10, and now Joe's is going to be 20, and then Pam's is going to be 10. So I can then print these cars again and compile and run this program, and you will see that initially this was the printout. This printout is the printout in these two lines here, and then here these are the speeds again. So here Joe's car is 20 and Pam's car is 10. You see demand 20 and AA4567 10. This is how you would use a class, create instances of a class, set variables, set instance variables of each instance of a class, and then call methods on each instance of that class. Stay tuned.